Hello everyone. Sorry here. Thank you so much for joining me for a Stamps of Life hop with Kendra card challenge. I am going to be playing with a really fun Christmas set here. It's called Gingerbread Snow Fun, and you have these two gingerbread people, a snowman that you can actually build out. And you have your mittens, a hat that you can put on top, and then I have the paper pad that I'm going to be playing with. This is definitely gingerbread themed, but you also have these other colors here. You have some small gingerbread houses and a big one. That's kind of fun. You can use these for die cuts as well if you did have a gingerbread house die. So that's what I'm going to play with. So let's get cutting. For the first card, I'm going to be working on sketch 7. And you may be wondering why I have this piece here, because this actually is from sketch number 4. But I'm going to be using this, just some of it, to make a shaker card. So I have a piece of acetate here. It's oversized, and I'm just going to place this over one of the windows. I just wanted to make sure that it fits the whole thing, and then I can cut it. I keep moving it. And then I can cut it off and make my shaker window, but it helps if I don't keep moving it and allow it to dry. So I'm just going to put this to the side once I feel confident there's enough glue on this, and I'm not going to touch it anymore. So I'm just going to put it over here on the side. To continue with the card, I do have this nice pattern paper here that looks like a gingerbread house, or a roof, I should say. And that ties in with the images that I colored, which are the gingerbread people. So let's just glue this down. This is going to be the white piece that you see in sketch 7, and that is measured to be 5 1/4 by 4 inches. And I'm just going to place that right in the center there. I love this this design. There's 2 of them. Better fix there we go. It is upside down now, but that's okay. I accidentally glued it upside down. We are off onto a great start. It's phenomenal. Okay, so to move things along, I have these matte layers here. And really, this is page or paper C in the sketch, but I just did the reverse of this background here. And that was because I wanted to use up my scrap pieces of paper. And this was perfect for that. And we'll just make sure we glue these all down. Now for the one that's going to be a shaker card, it's going to be covered anyways because this is much bigger. But that's okay. This will allow me to just get it set and ready and prepared. I'm okay with that. And I can always trim things down if it's showing. But I'm pretty sure this one is bigger. Okay, so we have that and we have that. Now I have banners, and instead of using pattern paper, I used just regular cardstock. And that's because I did not want to introduce more patterns. I did look through all the paper in the pad, and I felt that they were all just a little too much. The only drawback of using cardstock is that it's pretty plain. It's just solid colors, so it does stand out quite noticeably. I could have inked it, I could have added a stencil, and I thought about it, but I really did not want to add more busyness to this card because I'm going to be creating a shaker as well. So maybe a good solution would have been a tone-on-tone pattern, a very subtle one. But because I have white here, that gets tough. I guess I could use gray, but it does get a little bit, you have to think about it a little bit more. So I decided just to keep it plain and allow these other elements to play and catch your attention. Now, following the sketch, it looks like this one's right there on the edge, touching that banner. So I'm going to use that to guide my sketch so that makes sure that everything is lined up properly. And I'm going to try to get about a 1/16 of an inch on the bottom. And the reason I'm doing that is because that tells me how far away on the right I can put my second piece. So just making sure that these two are both the same direction I'm going to try to do about a 1/16 of an inch on the top and on the sides there. I'm then going to put the gingerbread woman over here and then the gingerbread man up here. And it's going to essentially hold this shaker card. And I'm going to have it a little bit askew because I think that's going to be kind of fun. Like that. It is going to cover some of the image, but that's okay. Okay, so I did make a little mistake because I wasn't taking consideration that this is very thick acetate and I had to cut such a thin line. So what I did was off camera, after taking a 5-minute break, I'll be honest, I took the acetate off. I cut my square first. So as you can see, I actually cut my square the second time, and then I glued my square back on. That makes more sense. Okay, so now that we have that on, I'm going to grab some foam tape, and this is just from scrapbook.com. It's just a thin, very thin foam tape that comes in a sheet of strips, and they're perfect for these really small edges. Here we go. So there's my little shaker window, and it's going to go on top of that. Now these are what we're going to be playing with. They do come in different colors than that's on this paper here, but that's okay. This just happened to be in my stash, and I am thankful that I have it because these are perfect. Now I could go and pick out every single one of these so I only have red and green, but I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that at all. Okay, I think that's too many because I do want to put a sentiment in here. I want it to be about, maybe about half. Yeah, I think that's good. Okay, and on here, I'm going to just grab this brown VersaFine Clair ink. It's called Acorn. I love this ink. It's just perfect for sentiments. I usually use a black one, but I figured I would go brown on this. And I'm just going to add a sentiment that says, "Hello, friend," and that is from the stamp set. I'm just going to put that right in the center there. And I'm just going to just move it a little bit. Make sure it has a nice impression, and then I'm going to let it sit there for a second while I put this away. Just making sure that that ink really does set in. And then I'm just going to pick up, and there's my sentiment. It's very subtle, and that's okay. Hello, friend. It's going to be very subtle. And I can always put a sentiment on the inside if I want to add more. And it doesn't matter which way I go. I'm just going to put this down like that. I'll try my best to make sure that that is centered. I could have used a little bit of liquid glue to make sure that I could slide it around, and that's good enough. I did put too much in there, so do I dare try to take some out? Yeah, whatever. I've never... More the merrier. Let's put it that way. There we go. It's like a hidden message. What does it say? I don't know. Just keep moving it around. There. And that's going to go right in here. So I'm going to make sure I position these appropriately because I want it to be kind of like they're holding it. So I'll glue her down first. And stick her underneath, trying to get her centered around that card. Or around that square, sorry. And then I will place him down. I'm not too worried about putting any paper on the outside. Normally I lift it so it doesn't sag, but I'm not too worried about this time. There's not too many big pieces that are hanging off. There we go. And then what I'll do is I'll just, what do I want to do? I think I'm going to put some, really, yeah. I'm going to put some scrap pieces here because this is where you need to start considering the balance. So if I have my cardstock right there, yeah, that looks good. So these are just scrap pieces of paper that I have. I always keep my scraps, especially white, just so that I can use them for lifting. It's much cheaper and cost effective than using actual foam tape. And I'm just doing triangles because that's easy. And I know that the corners are safe to work on. Now I just happen to have these suede peel-off stickers that I bought a long time ago from Love from Lizzie's. And I think maybe that will just tie in with this swirl here. And that will make it kind of fun. So let's give it a try. If it doesn't work out, we can always take it off. But you never know until you try it, right? I'm wondering if I actually should have done the skinny one. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to switch that. I'm going to put that back. Totally overshot that. I don't know what I'm thinking. But you know, I don't craft to think. So there we go. The reason I want to do these skinny ones is because I want to double it up. I'm going to go on one side here on the green. I'm going to move all the way up. I think that's looking much better. It's kind of giving it that icing effect. I'm going to move that all the way up. And I may actually not do what I was just thinking. Actually, no, my skinnier ones. Okay, so we got icing on that side. And then I'm going to put on this side. We'll start with this. Start with the minimum and see how that looks. Because this kind of makes it look like the white is kind of leaking out onto the colored. That's kind of fun. It wasn't what I was expecting. So it goes to show you should just keep playing. Now what I was thinking is I could also do it on this side. Let's see that. What does that look like? Yeah, it doesn't add much because it's white. So I won't do that. So I could have used the bigger one, but what if I do the... No, see? This is actually pretty cool. I think this is exactly what it needed, just to tie it off. So it kind of looks like the white is like the icing on top of these two layers. Adding it anywhere else just didn't work, and I think this is fantastic. This is really good. I like it. I mean, there's always rooms for improvements, but you gotta know when to just say, I'm good. Hello, friend. So this is sketch number 7, did I say? Yes, I did say that a long time ago. Sketch number 7. And there we go. I do hope you enjoy this. This is a hop, so definitely check out what the other designers have created using the stamps of life. And until the next time, take care, and I'll talk to you all later. Bye.